Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, the boys. What's happening,
bro? Seriously, how? When did I contact you? Like, was it Friday or Saturday?
It was the Friday night, man.
Friday. I'm like, bro, you're right. You're like, I'm overseas. Let me get back. I love this idea. I'm like, bro, done. And then within 5 days, sorted, done.
Perfect, man.
But let me introduce you. So we've got here Ellie. Okay. Yep. The owner of the A-Team Entertainment. Welcome, my man. Welcome. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you here.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here, boys.
All right, man. You kick it up.
Let's do it, man. So,
okay, look, the way we run these things is we want to know more about you. How did you get into your business, right? Give me a bit of background about yourself. Let's start.
How can I start? I can start with telling you that this has been it's been a ride, man. My family's been in the music industry for many, many years. I got all my talent off dad, my uncles, and so I used to watch them when we were babies, man, on stage. It was so cool, man. I used to watch my old man play guitar, and I've always on the dirbaki, just playing along, and then
that's it.
And we're on stage just like him. So
I know, fuck it. How long has it been now for you?
Oh man, I've been on stage since I was 13 years old.
And it's been the drum kit, I believe.
The drum kit, yeah.
Because I remember seeing videos of you on the drum kit when you were like, no beats. Small young boy.
It's the best, man. Yeah, so the dirbaki, drums, Mac, anything that we can get my hands on, man. So
you've always been one of a heck of a talent, man, and I love that about you. Honestly, like
thank you.
I've probably been having industry for so long, but I generally enjoyed my last probably 3 years.
Yeah, you've been awesome, man. You were one of our
it was amazing,
drummers.
and I looked back, the A-Team by far best credit out there for him. Most professional, most organized, right? Top blokes, entertainers, and overall like just talent, right? And you can't go wrong with that, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like the main thing that differs the A-Team from other. I'm not obviously talking shit about other groups because everyone's smashing right now. But I think is the actual just hype, like hyping everyone up. Like every performance that you guys do, you're always hyping people up.
It's a G up, man.
It's of course, bro, and that's
what we get paid to do,
and that's what people pay for.
Exactly. Like they're calling, they're like, I need A, B, C done, sorted.
100%.
So run me through it. So what were you doing before you decided, hang on, this is my calling, and this is what I'm going to do?
Man, I was in the building industry for a while.
Yeah.
And I used to love, bashing the shit out of the walls, man. Making sure, singing away, and then just, I don't know, man. It's just, tiling was hard. The building industry was hard. I felt that, man, when you reach your passion, that level, that's next level, you know? So I took the music next level, and man, it's been a ride and a half, man. We're on the bandwagon, bro, and it's not stopping.
Non-stop. It's every weekend.
Every weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, meeting clients every Monday, Tuesday. It's been the best thing ever. That's a 5 days on its own. So
yeah, it's a full-time gig. It's a full-time industry. So like part of it is not just the entertainment, it's the business part of it.
100%.
And I think we're going to have a bit of both, right? Like I have the top end restaurant owners and businessmen, and we have entertainment, but the background of it, the soul, the skeleton of it is
business. 100%.
How do you run a successful business these days, especially in our areas, right? Especially in our areas. It's a very, very tough gig, very demanding for you to stay on top of your talent, of the recruitment, and even picking the right songs, the right entries, all these sort of things. They're touch-ups, right? But it makes you're always in the background thinking, right?
Oh, mate, it doesn't stop. It never stops. So
building, and then when did the A-Team become the A-Team?
The A-Team's been about 10 to 11 years now. And, we did start off slow. I did work for a crew beforehand.
Yeah.
And they were an awesome crew, man. Very good, got along with everyone. And I just thought, my levels were 100 times more than them, so I thought, why not open my own crew and kick it off? You know what I mean? So
fair.
So yeah.
How long were you with the other crew for?
A couple of years, man. I did move around. There was a 2-3 crews before, but I did stick to this one crew for a while. They were good fun, but my levels were 100 times better.
It's always you've always been like, this is my level, this is what I want, and I think what you've done is you ended up, whatever you envisioned, you've just implicated it onto the dance floor.
100%.
Right?
And not just that, man, we write music, so it's different. Most of them don't, so We're making our own music now, so yeah, we've got a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got a track happening. It's actually been out for about a year now. It's called Live Love Lebanon.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing!
You're right.
I've heard of it. Yes,
So,
exactly. I have.
Yeah, and now we're doing some.
We'll link it in the bio just for people to listen to.
You guys are gonna love it.
Well, man, you know what? It's again that's what it takes. Because when I started, I think the first crew I came across was Zafat Lebanon.
That's correct.
Yeah, and Johnny, I love that kid, right? Like, he's amazing. He helped me through a lot. But I got to know Rafiq.
Samrani, yeah, he's a champion, man.
He was the one that taught me everything. He used to come over in the backyard and he used to teach me. And at one point he's like, "Let me teach you music." I'm like, "I don't know, man. Like, let me see how I go."
What year was that?
Bro, it was like 2015, 2016.
Wow.
So that's when I started, and then I ended up moving into state, but I always kept in touch, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, and then I think it was Abdullah that introduced me to you.
That's correct. Our big boy Abzi.
Yeah, and then from there it was game on pretty much.
Pretty much.
The question is now is how do you stay on top of the game, especially with so many crews? Like, what is your approach for that?
To be honest with you, the ideas never stop rolling, man. So some people have limited ideas. My ideas just, man, the sky's the limit. So I'm always coming up with something bigger and better every time. So nothing's ever standard for me, man. It's always bigger and better.
Bigger and better.
Yes, sir.
What was the first change that you made? Like, let's say you just opened your crew up. It's been a couple of years. What was the first change that was like, oh fuck, if I do that, fuck, it's gonna be different. What can be different?
Oh man,
what was the first thing that comes to you?
Yeah, what was like that? What was it called? Like the light bulb moment.
Put it this way, man. I've been in the Arabic industry for a long time. I really love the Arabic music, as you can see. I've topped the charts at the moment. But my style of music is a lot different to others. I've always been into grunge, heavy metal.
Oh yeah,
Metallica, Slipknot, all that stuff, and it's all like hit double kicks and fast pace. And man, I started doing that on the drum, on the Lebanese drum, the tabal.
Yes.
And people were like, "What the f is happening here? Who's this bloke? It sounds like an AK-47 on the."
Because you were one of the early ones that did that really fast arba'as on the drum,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
No one else was like into that pace. So we're all doing like special sort of, like arba'as that has a bit of more melody, but yours was like pace. Let someone compete that pace.
Everything fast paced, man. Yeah, we just tripled everything up. So yeah, we got that drum and we turned it up another level.
Exactly.
So yeah, so it was all pretty much nice and solid, and everything was good. It was pretty pacey, but yeah, I needed to take it next level, and man, I've done it and it pushed bigger and better than ever.
And then when did you realize, hang on, A-Team can be something?
Oh man, that was probably maybe the third year into that crew I was working in. Yeah, I knew I had a lot more style. So I didn't want to give them the better of the doubt. So I done it myself, opened up my own crew and just made sure that it was all under me.
That's right. That's right. What do you got? You got something you want to say?
Yeah, I was going to mention Jeremy.
Oh,
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Jeremy.
you have to,
It
right?
was meant to be here today.
Jeremy's sad, yeah, man.
Jeremy,
We missed you, bro. Wish you were here, man.
Sick, man. Yeah, he was meant to be here, but unfortunately. Look, Jeremy obviously is your main man.
Kawi.
Of course.
Kawi, all
So,
day.
When did Jeremy hop on the wagon?
Fuck, man, Jeremy was 10 years old. Jeremy was 10
Wow.
years of age. And I got this video of him sent by a friend of mine. He's like, check this little bloke out, man. I checked this video out and I still got it till now. Oh my God. I looked at him and I go, that's Ellie. That was me when I was 10 years
Wow.
old. I saw the littlest me and I fell in love with this kid straight away, man. So I contacted his mum.
I remember when his mum used to drop him off.
Every single weekend.
I
It
remember
was the
she used to
best.
drop him off to the gigs. She was like, Ellie, please look after him.
Yeah, look up. He was a chap, yeah. So he pretty much came, second to none, man. He's the best out there at the moment.
He's a very
Yeah,
talented
he's
man.
very
Very talented,
talented.
hardworking kid. He knows
Very
what he's
talented.
doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. So, yeah, one day he's going to take over the A-team and he's going to push this to another level. So, I'm getting old, man, but we'll get there.
Man, like that's part of the business. So business-wise, how do you structure your business? What is your approach to your business?
Well, man, like I said, all my ideas, I put them down on pen and paper and I bring them to life. And now that Jeremy's on hand as a right-hand man, he puts his his 2 cents in, and it's come alive, man.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, like now Jeremy's 18 years of age. I know for the next 20 years, the A team will always be on top. I've got Jeremy on my right hand. So business-wise, I know the A team will never fail. A team will always be up top.
And you're right. And how do you pick the boys? That's a very important, because that's your make or break point pretty much all the time.
Man, I handpick every single drummer, and not just that. I wait for them. They usually message me and they're like, "Hey man, I want to work for the A team," and then I'm like, "Yeah, send me a couple of videos, show me what you got," and they send them through. And I keep them holding. I hold on to them for a while. And then they just keep asking. So it's just like that, like flick and grab.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I know that they're not desperate, but they're like, man, we're ready, and they show me that they're ready, then I
because there's a lot of crews out there. And man, every weekend there's 3-4 different crews playing, right?
100%.
So everyone's got work. That's not a problem, right? But for you hand pick them, right? Which means
every drummer.
Which means you always have a smaller crew than everyone else.
Correct.
Right? So correct me if I'm wrong, but you focus on quality over quantity of gigs.
Correct. One wedding on a Friday, one wedding on a Saturday, one wedding on a Sunday.
So there's no point of you doubling up, tripling up, because if you disperse the boys, you're diluting the talent.
That's correct. But if I can double up, and if we've got that good hour and a half window period to get to the next gig, then yeah, we'll double up, man. There's no harm in doing an extra gig for an extra person that really wants the 18 there.
Of course, absolutely. And the growth phase itself. So you went from 3 years and you noticed, hang on, this is growth. This is amazing. I can see something. I've handpicked the boys, right?
Correct.
And you stuck with that for a while. What's Ellie's next step?
Ooh.
I guess that's an interesting, because then it's going to take us to more of how the future of the business industry itself and the entertainment industry itself.
Well, like I said, my ideas will never stop. My brain is all about music. I can take something English, turn it into Arabic. And not just that, we do more than Arabic, man. We're Turkish, we're Persian, we're Assyrian. We can pretty much bring anything to life.
Your main flute man is Turkish.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, Arabic, Turkish, and Assyrian are our mains. Getting a lot of Indian couples now that want the dull drums and the Arabic drums. Man, that's not normal. It's getting really, really out of hand, and it's good. I'm loving it. The more out of hand it gets, the more further we're going to get. So
I'm glad.
So I know that we're going to be pushing for a very, very long time.
So the pushing part is obviously like always learning from mistakes.
100%.
So when we talk about learning from previous experiences, run me through a few scenarios where you're like, shit, that was a bit of a dumb moment. That was a bit of a dull moment. And how did you learn from that?
To be honest, I used to give clients the benefit. So choose what you want, and then I'll put my 2 cents in, and they'll come and be like, Ellie, no, we actually like this. Can you replicate that for me? I was like, yeah, we can do that, but I have a better idea. I should have picked that idea before I given them the benefit of the doubt, because, my ideas always work better, man. I'm the one that makes the music.
Exactly. You know what works on the stage and what doesn't.
So I used to always let them, let the clients, let them pick what they want, and we'll just turn it into something cracker. But I should have, taken it, mastered it, then sent it to them and showed them what I really had, because it could have been a lot better.
True.
So
and don't get me wrong. Like at the end of the day, they're charging a decent amount, and they're paying a decent amount. So they 100%. Expect a good show. They don't want to look back and be like, oh, hang on, you should have told us. I feel like they'll turn and be like, oh, if you knew better, you should have told us. But that's what people do, right?
But that's exactly what we're on about. So I should have at least showed them what I had before they actually picked, and I said yes to it. So
and a lot of it's word of mouth. It's whatever you have. If it's a good crew, they will be talking about the show all the time.
100%.
And that's what I used to do. I used to always refer people, because I'm like, guys, like, it's the best out there. You got no one else that can beat it.
Yeah, that's correct, man.
Even whatever it is, he will do the best for you. And they're like, done. So they always trusted the process.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people put trust in the A team only because they receive what they ask for.
That's the most important thing.
That is the most important thing.
You can't go wrong with that.
100%.
So what do you reckon was the kind of strangest interaction you've had in the industry, whether it's with clients, whether it's with drummers? Like, what do you reckon is the most interesting interaction you've had?
Oh man, how can I tell you this, man? Like, we've did so many. It actually not just weddings, man. We work with a lot of big DJs. We work with a lot of movie, TV stars and stuff like that. So just giving them what they want and actually like trying our best to give them what they want. So it could be like a TV show, for instance, and we did that, one of the cooking shows, and they wanted this, and then they asked for that, and it's just how can I explain it? It's so hard, man. It's just
No, fair enough, mate. Because what I noticed is that, I mean, obviously I haven't been drumming as much as long as my brother, but what I've noticed is that it becomes a blur, like because I used to ask him, bro, what was the most hectic gig you've ever done? It was crazy. And he's like, bro, I can't tell you. And I was like, bro, what do you mean you can't tell me? And I was like, now I'm a bit starting to get it here and there. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's all a blur.
Every week it just gets better and better and better.
So it's just like 1% every time.
Yeah.
And I remember when I used to play, like, I'll be in the middle, bro. Like like half the time I'll be missing out on the cuts and stuff because I'm so focused on what I get hired to do, which is I'm the hype man, bro. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, of course.
Like he hired me for, he's like, bro, you're the hype man. I'm like, done.
I remember you in the middle of the dance floor and the crowd's just like, bro, who is this bloke? He is on fire.
And then I'll go home and I'll be having like an asthma attack for a good like 2 hours after. He calls like you. I'm like, bro, I can't breathe.
Oh man,
I can't fucking breathe.
After entry, everyone's just dead.
But that's what it's like. 15 minutes of like intense. Like it's always been like 15, 20 minutes intense work. You deliver. That's what you get paid for. Don't fuck around. Always look at the stage. There's someone there giving you cues. I never looked because I never had time to look. I'll just hear things. I'm like, okay, hopefully I'm still on point.
Nah, always on point. I guarantee you that much.
it was for me. It was a switch off because a lot of us. This is our side hustle or this side gig we do on the side. It allows you to switch off from your day-to-day sort of
100%,
routine,
man.
And you're there for a good purpose. You're there for someone's wedding or someone's christening. So everyone's there with good vibe. No one's rocking up with like, oh, I just broke up or I just lost so much money. No one's cool, there. Everyone's there for the bride and groom.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
No one cares, exactly. So you're there for this purpose only, right?
That's correct.
And I feel like that's why it's good to have this young energy, young blood in it because it keeps you younger.
That's correct. Yep, that's 100%.
Like
right.
when was the last time I played, bro?
Like
2 years ago, man. And something's missing. I know something's missing.
We miss you, bro.
No.
We miss you, bro. Come back to life.
This podcast's going to be you just getting ready.
I miss you, bro. And then halfway through, we're just hugging each other crying. Like. I'm telling you, like, there's a lot. Like, it really resonates with you, the music, because you go home, you're like, yes, this was a good entry for me. But there's certain entries that you walk at, you're like, fuck, should have done better. Oh, there was a few fuck-ups. The boys weren't paying attention. How do you get around that? How do you restart? That's a big one.
Man, you know what? They end up walking up to me at the end of the entry and they're like, bro, I'm so sorry. I stuffed up this cut. And it's not that bad. Like, no one notices. Only because it's live, right? And it's like that 15, 20, 25 minutes, depending on the vibe and the crowd. Yeah, you might get maybe one or two stuff-ups with the boys and stuff, but they'll end up coming up to you and they're like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
And that's good. That's the sort of connection you want with your boys, is that they have the ability to communicate and be like, hey, I fucked up.
They know.
I stuffed up. How do I get better? What's next? Just don't worry. Do it next time. And I feel like, because you're literally their mentor.
Pretty much. Bigger brother.
Exactly. Bigger brother. You're leading by example. So, and then when they come to me, be like, hey, I stuffed up. Most of them are 18, 19, 20. They're at that age where it's like, they beat themselves up when they make mistakes.
Well,
right?
that's actually the best thing for them. Why? Because as soon as they fail, they bring themselves back up again. Humility. They're like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I will do better next week, which is good for them for the future too. You know. So I'm actually proud of the boys, man, for doing that.
Yeah, and some of the boys have created their own sort of stuff as well.
Yes,
like Danny Rad now.
Oh, Dapkios. Yes, big shout out to Danny Rad, man. What a champion that guy is. He's been our drummer since it was
Day one, bro.
16, man.
Yeah. Because he used to be with me at ZL.
Yeah.
And then we all moved away. Like, we all just sort of dispersed. So he ended up with you.
Yeah.
Then Emad came along as well.
Emad Nash, yes, as another one of my favorite boys.
So those boys were always there, and they've kept the quality high, and that's what I love about them. Cool. And then Danny now's doing his own thing, which is amazing. Yeah, it's such a very unique. He's always been into the depth kit,
and I'm so proud of him, man. Yeah, that's one thing I need to say, that I'm very proud that he's taken himself next level. And it's good because he's gotten so many followers so quickly very quick. And that's the thing I want to talk about, right? It's a privilege. Not everyone can mark such a quick entrance into the industry.
The difficult thing is maintaining that standard.
That's correct.
And I'm pretty sure you would have had something about it.
Oh.
You would have talked to him about it. Hey, man, you're reaching now a level where you will be getting a lot of attention,
A lot of fame.
a lot of fame.
Yeah.
Stay humble is a big thing.
Number one rule is you've been
Humble.
Yeah.
And like obviously, don't overcharge. Don't play bigger than the boys out there.
Correct.
And the next thing is the challenge is how do you stay on top of your game? Because when you pick that peak quickly, how do you remain on the peak of the game? And that's a question for you. How do you stay on the top of your game, knowing, hang on, this video just got me 1 million views. I know I'm going to be popular for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks or even a month. How do I maintain it?
Man, your ambition is the number one priority. So if your ambitions are high, expectations are high, then your goals and everything that, like, for instance, like coming up with an entry or coming up with a dapki move, if you can do better than anyone else and stay on your game,
it's all competition.
It's all competition.
In this industry, like even just looking, not even working in it, just looking out of it and looking into it, bro. It's all just like who's more efficient, who's quicker, who can hop on trends quicker.
That's correct.
Right? And I feel like Danny's done that. He's actually, him and his group have smashed it out.
Definitely.
So I wanted to ask you, was there a moment where you felt that, fuck, like this is tough? Whether it was struggling online or struggling with gigs, was it like, fuck that, like this is,
The toughest part about it, man, was family. Weekends for me. Like I never actually got the chance to take out my kids on a proper Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday night dinner, or you know what I mean. Like
you have to do that during the week. No?
Yeah, but that's pretty much what it is, man. Home, school, and homework, and so it's the dad life for me was the hardest part. But like I said, if you want to reach your goal, then sometimes you have to sacrifice, man.
Yeah.
So sacrifice for me was the biggest thing. But don't stop top of our game, man. Kids are good, nice and healthy, which was the main thing.
That's it, and it takes a toll. It takes a toll on the man because the man has to be able to deliver, put food on the table,
Correct.
lead by example. Yeah, without our ambitions, without our goals, your home is destroyed.
That's correct, man. So yeah, so we pushed, and I did push. So like I said, sacrifice was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, true. There's something else that I wanted to ask you about. So biggest learning points and biggest successful points, and what have you learned from both?
Oh man, learning from both. Successful points is man, it's be true and humble. Like once you reach that goal where you're very like not famous, but people know you as Ellie the A-Team, that drummer, the beard.
How do you remain humble? How do you remain humble?
Oh man, to be honest,
that's a very tough thing for a man.
You want to know how to remain humble, man? Jesus Christ is very big in my life, man. I don't miss a day at church every Sunday, and thank God for him, man. And he's the one that keeps me humble. I mean, he's played a big role in my life. So
good. That's good. It's good. I feel like as we grow older, faith becomes a very big part of it.
Faith is the biggest thing for me at the moment. So
I'm good. I'm glad. Okay, so that's been the most successful moment, right?
Guaranteed.
But then when you look at it, a moment that led you to, or moment of failure, let's say a moment of a failure that, looking back at it, was the biggest learning point in your life. That's part of any business, to be honest, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like failure. How can I explain a failure? Like, all right.
Not failure, a great mistake.
Okay, a great mistake was promising, and it's only happened once, and it's stuck with me forever. That I promised the bride and groom that I was going to be there, and something got in the way, and like I don't want to talk about it. A lot of people know that it was a bad thing. Like I had a really big accident on a motorbike.
That's right. You've had so many accidents, man.
Man, Daredevil number 2, bro.
Bro, that guy's got metal plates in his arm, and they're like, bro, stop playing for 6 weeks. That one was, man, on the. We were back on the Mac. The Mac within 3-4 weeks.
3-4 weeks, man.
And then I remember at one point he hit up Abdullah. He sent him like images. And I sent him like, who the hell's arms are these? He's like, that's Ellie's right now. I'm like, how is he playing?
Machine, bro.
Yeah. So that was the biggest failure of my life, man. So of the industry, sorry, and yeah, so I missed out on a gig, and I felt for the bride and groom. I mean, it's out of my hands, it's all in God's hands. But yeah, I didn't make it, and they did get upset. I never told them that I had an accident, but yeah, I stuck with it. So
I mean, that's not your fault, man. Like accidents happen. Do you still ride your motorbike, or you just stop now?
Yep.
legally. Can't
Look,
say.
but as a doctor, you should stop.
Yeah, I know it is, man. But that's quiet time for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is. Like I think that sort of commitment is missed these days in any industry,
Yeah.
right? And the reason being is people just feel like we're lacking ambition, we're lacking drive or purpose in life. I don't know.
That's what I've noticed in other crews, to be honest with you, man. They're not interested anymore.
They're just not. They're just there for the money. And Lil Asaf, we have to say, but that's a reality. of it.
Yeah, do you know what? It is reality, man. That's why I've always been on top of my game. I mean, my ambition comes before.
And you're right. And you look after your boys, okay?
Always look after your boys.
You pay your bills. You pay the boys well, okay? It's these standard things. The boys, especially at that age, when they need to fill up their petrol and they need to buy a V, and
They're all at uni and they're all at school, and you need to be the bigger dad, like.
You got to look after them, and
have
that's when they respect you the most,
That's
right?
correct,
Because especially for all the crews, you said it like the ambition is lost, right? And the reason being is because it's just numbers.
Yeah, correct.
Unfortunately, a lot of crews out there are just for numbers, and that's just like any business out there, right? When you focus just on quantity, man.
Yeah, you see the decline in your work.
And you, I don't know how people live with themselves. Like I remember once. And that still stayed with me. I remember hitting him like, "Hey, bro, you know I'm exclusive to you, but there's another guy that called me. He called me exclusive and he wanted me." I'm like, "You know what? Respect. I'll give you the gig."
100%.
It was just dejmi'a, like everyone just put one, go. Like, let's just play it. I was in the middle and I regretted it so much. It was absolutely disgusting.
It's different. It
was disgusting. It was disgusting in every sense. It's like everyone's just doing their thing. Everyone's trying to be the show off, the one-man show. Usually, I know my role.
Yeah.
That was the only gig that I did not know what I was doing, and I just pulled back.
And how ugly is it that you had to pull back from what you know best?
And that was the last time, like, there's no more of this. I, like, stuffed the money. I don't need it. I only did it because someone called me.
Yeah, correct.
Right? That's what it is. I feel like part of these industries is how do you pick the boys with that particular talent?
Oh, man, you can see it straight through their eyes, man. You know that they want it. And you can feel the passion in them.
Because a lot of them are just, anyone can hold a drum. Anyone can play it.
No, anyone can.
And we need numbers in drums, unfortunately. You need the
100%.
numbers, right?
Well, put it this way, I make about 50 drums every couple of months. So how many drums that go out? You can imagine.
Everyone can hold it. Every Tom, Dick and Harry can hold one, right?
Correct.
It's not a hard skill. It's a muscle memory, right?
Correct.
So then you handpicking those boys means there's something in there.
There is definitely a trigger point in them that they know what to do and how to do it, and they want to prove themselves, which is good for me.
It makes the job easier.
It's a win-win, man.
Have you ever had, as the big brother role, have you ever had to let someone go?
Yeah, I did actually.
A few, yeah.
I did. There is a few. Yeah, there is a few, man. But only for the right reasons, man. Like I said, most of the boys. Well, say 50% of the boys are under the age of 18, and I didn't want that bad rep or that ugly smell in my crew. You know what I mean? Like they don't deserve to see or hear that stuff. So I don't want to mention it because it's like just an ugly thing. But
fair enough.
the bad stuff that you see at parties and stuff like that, like
well, that's what it is. Like being at such a young age, and entertainment industry is dangerous in that way.
Very dangerous,
It's
man.
dangerous because, like, you go to certain weddings and there's alcohol, women dressed in whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
With all due respect to everyone, whatever.
Yeah, there's a little bit of temptation there, man. So
Drugs is a big
oh wow, yes, that's actually the highest one. So that's like what.
So I think that's how do you control that? Because as I said, you said you're a big brother, you're a father to them, right? Have you ever needed to face someone about these particular?
I had to, yes, I had to. And man, like I said, I make sure, like I said, all my boys are handpicked. The ones that run off guidance, these ones I let them go only because of that reason. Like I've got 30 or 40 boys with me full time, and they don't deserve to see or hear anything of that. You know, like they've got families to go to, and they're still babies, man. I mean, they're like 17, 16, 18. I've given these guys a go, and then their parents put full trust in me. So, yeah.
You can't risk it.
I cannot risk it. I don't want to be that, Ellie let him go. And something happens to one of the boys, and then I got a parent on my ass, man. You know what I mean? Nah, I can't, man.
much.
Oh yeah, I need to.
No, it's back in your conscience.
It is, man.
You can't. And as I said, it's a very tempting industry. Yeah. There's a lot of money to be made in it, right? Just like any other industry, right?
Correct.
Your way, I think part of it is that you have the quality. You've already set the quality, right? So when people come to you, they come for the quality. They know what they're getting, right? Competition is too much these days. How do you like? Some people don't want to pay, right? Like it's part of it, right? But how do you stay on top of the competition?
My brother, let me tell you something. There are crews out there that are really good, but competition for me, there is no competition. I know I am a leader in this industry. 50%, 60% of people out there that are getting married don't know these things. Like they're not too big in the wedding industry. Like, for instance, they'll book their wedding and they'll book according to their budget.
Exactly. And it's expensive, man.
Yeah, and you know what? It can get expensive, especially when they start asking for 10 or 15 drummers and a band and singers, and everyone's bumped up their prices. So there are other crews out there that are pretty well priced. And like I said, I only use top shelf at every wedding. So I hit the big guns like DJ Tones, DJ Habs, and
shout out to those boys.
Yeah,
man.
Shout out to Tones,
they're the most,
Habs,
man.
Mel's, the boys, man. DJ Kaz, man, they're all beautiful boys.
And now it's your own crew as well in terms of the band.
Yes, so I have my own band, English, Arabic, and Turkish.
Yeah.
Because we do have a split about of boys in the crew that are non-Lebanese. Yeah. Like, as you know, big shout out Barris.
Barris, my man. I miss that kid, Barris. Man. When is he getting married?
He's married.
He's married.
Boy's married.
He's married.
I
have been around for a while, bro. I've been out for a while.
You are a boss, man.
Bro, these boys, I called him for my engagement. I'm like, bro, when did I call you?
Oh, man.
Let's talk about memories, man. Let's talk about this shit. Let's bring some shit. I call him and I'm like, I need 4 boys. He's like, when? I'm like, this Saturday. He's like, bro, that's 4 days away. Was it like 5 days? I'm like, it's my engagement. He's like, what?
And lucky enough, we had like 50 boys out that night.
And he's like, bro, but you know what? He got the best boys on the night.
Oh, mate, you deserved it. You deserved it. That's
like he got the best boys. Everything was on point, quick entry. I loved it, and it's smooth.
You deserved it.
And that's part of it. It's just he's always delivering on point. He's never like there was one gig I remember where I knew I stuffed up. It was a big one. And you know which one we're talking about.
Oh my God. Why are you bringing back memories?
And the reason why it's like I knew that because I walked away hating myself for a while after. And I stepped away from it because I'm like, I couldn't. I didn't rock up to because I didn't know he was doing something very special for one of the boys. Because I know my job. Like, this is how it is. Like, I know always the cuts, but I missed coming in early on that day.
Yeah.
And he's like, boys, wait for my count. And I thought he was counting. And I jumped in for the other.
I was there. Yeah, I remember that. Fucking hell. Yeah.
But that's, like I said, at the end of the day, man, you knew what was right and what was wrong. I mean, you fixed it. I mean, you know now that it's just, you just got to.
You got to have tough skin in this industry, bro.
Yeah, you do, bro.
Like this industry can eat you up a lot of times, and it can make you hate a lot of people that you previously had such a good relationship with.
Oh man, you know what? At the end of the day, if they're not happy for you, my man, then you just continue on. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, man. As long as you're delivering as you promised, then all that stuff doesn't make a difference, bro.
I think you should be in competition everywhere. Yeah. You should be the comparison. You should be the point of comparison. That's where I'm going. So I think the best way to move forward for us for our discussion is, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Oh,
and then 10 years. 5 and then 10 years, because that's,
With big stage, man, the big stage. Like, weddings is good. It's a beautiful thing where you're bringing a bride and groom into their reception, and it's nothing but love, drums, music, zamur, tabal. It's the best feeling ever, especially for a bride and groom. But man, I want to hit the big stage very soon. So yeah, I want to take it next level. I mean, that has always been my dream, but I'm comfortable. Like, we're busy, man. Thank you, God, for everything. We can't complain. But yeah, nearly 2024, 2025, nearly full house now. And hopefully 2026, 2027, we're going to hit the big guns very soon.
Big guns. What do you mean by big stages?
Lebanon, Dubai.
Okay, so
Turkey.
overseas.
Yeah,
International,
man.
yeah,
Of course, man. Now we've hit in a state. We've done every state in Australia. We guarantee we've pushed. I've been to Lebanon 2 years in a row, last 2 years, and
You've been on the stage with some big boys, man.
Carlos.
Yeah.
all these heavy duty boys, man, which is good. You know, we're hitting
Because
the
they
big
know you.
clubs.
Now they know you. Now you know when you go there, you've got the connections, you've got the establishment. You know how to.
We've formed a good starting point, which is me on my own, and now they know that okay, if this bloke's this good, let's see what his team's got.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna start hitting up the big boys. I can't wait.
Oh, it's exciting, man.
Killing me, man. It's such a suspense, man. But it's
You don't know. You don't know when you get blessed in life, and you got to count the blessings every day, because like life goes like that, bro.
oh mate, in an instant, and I know that
In
for a
an
fact.
instant. So I agree, and I've done. To be honest, I remember having a chat with Dad about this, and he's like, "Why are you so gloomy?" I'm like, "Dad, I dealt with death at the age of 26.
Yeah, man.
I get called in to examine dead people. Like, it's a depressing feeling, but then it gives you a bit of a reality check that there's an interesting saying out there. It's like, this man lives 2 lives. The second one starts when he realizes he's only got one.
That's correct.
And it just something clicks in your mind, man. And you're like, what is it that I'm not doing? Let me do it. Let me do it. Even if I fail 10, 20, 30 times, for me, it's the failure that keeps me going more than the success. Because success, good dopamine hit for a while. Yeah, I'm feeling good. But then we get bored as humans quickly.
That's true.
You get
That's
so
true.
bored and content, and you're like, this is boring. I can't be in bed. I need something to fail on so I can learn from.
That's correct, man. And yeah, everyone gets their failing point. But yeah, it's not a boring sense. But once you hit that moment in life,
You have that clarity.
yeah, that's correct, man. Then you know what your next step is, and yeah, God always gives you the strength, bro.
Exactly.
And I was gonna relate it back to like the entertainment industry. Is that like the beautiful thing about it is that it's addicting.
Oh my God.
It's addicting. Like I like even after a bad gig, bro, you're still like, fuck, I want to get back on it.
Every Friday, every Saturday,
exactly.
every Sunday, no matter what day it is and no matter what gig it is, I always get butterflies in my stomach before entry. It is not normal.
It's the best feeling, but like it is literally the best feeling.
That is
I'm still recovering from my blisters, bro.
What do you mean? Man's
After 2 years, bro. Far out, man.
Oh man!
But you know what? Like, give me us some word of wisdom to end this episode on. Give me something that you want the boys to know out there, your boys, our boys, about the industry, about yourself, and where you're going.
Keep God in your life, man. Keep God in your life, and you'll always be number one.
I'm into that. Believe in yourself and keep going.
It's exactly right, man.
And this has been absolutely amazing.
You guys are
Thanks, man.
amazing. Hey, good to have you.
Like, it's actually such a privilege and it's such a good times with you always, man. Just
Thank
happy
you.
times.
Thank you, man.
Good vibes, bro.
Pleasure.
Always.
I love it. All right, boys. Peace out.
Peace out, everyone.
And
big shout out to everyone. Thanks to the boys. God bless you, boys, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.
Cheers, guys.